Hi, it's Sharon DeConing, and I'm reaching out to Ed Masson today with Positively Provost. And Ed is, thank you, Ed, for reaching out back to us and just sharing with our community some of the things that, Astec is going through right now, and what you guys have implemented into this crazy atmosphere that we're living in. So if it's okay with you, Ed, is it okay if you just tell a little bit about yourself and Astec and what you have going on over there?
Sure, it'd probably be a good way to start, just to kind of describe what we do here a bit. So Astec Safety Provost is, it's locally owned by myself and my wife, but we are a licensee or a franchise kind of business arrangement with Astec Safety Incorporated out of Lloydminster. So that's why we use the same logo. We get all of our training material through them and some of our supplies and parts, and certainly benefit from the brand recognition that Astec Safety has. And so we do deliver safety training to our clients here in the Provost and region. Courses like H2S Alive, standard first aid, confined space entry, fall protection, gas detection, those sort of things. And we can either do it here in a classroom, or we're set up where we can deliver courses on site at a client site as well.
Perfect. And, I didn't realize that it was privately owned. I thought Astec was like just a whole conglomerate. I didn't know that, Ed.
Yeah, it's I've owned the location here in Provost since May 1st of 2015.
Oh wow, good for you.
So we're edging up on 5 years of sort of local ownership for the franchise. Before that, it was owned by the sort of the corporate head office.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I think we're just going to jump into the first questions, and the questions are pretty vague, so you can elaborate on them accordingly. So the first question, of course, is always on everybody's mind right now is, so how has COVID-19 impacted your business, Ed?
Probably the biggest impact for us, Sharon, has been in the cancellation of some of the safety training that we had programmed and scheduled to go in this weekend on through into April. And also we're seeing some of these service work that we had booked, like extinguisher recertification and those sort of things. We're seeing cancellation of that, and it's mainly because our clients are employing strategies to keep their employees safe and to do their part in helping reduce the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Other things we're seeing a bit, and this surprised me maybe a bit, but certainly a slowdown in the flow of our receivables coming in. We're seeing our receivables getting stretched out older and older, and that's having an impact, of course, on our ability to pay our bills. And probably what we're going to see, and so we're seeing an overall business slowdown, and that's maybe going to end up resulting in us having to lay off some of the staff.
Right. So as of right now, all your staff are still there?
Yes. Yeah, we're small in numbers there, but sort of mighty in strength and ability. There's 5 of us here, and so we're able to maintain the proper distances, and we've introduced a bunch of different hygiene things that we're doing in terms of washing our hands more and the alcohol wipes, and the guys in the back are putting on disposable gloves whenever they handle equipment that comes in. So
right.
We're comfortable with the setup at the current time that we're all acting in a safe manner for ourselves and our clients.
Right. So you're following the protocol for the COVID-19. It's crazy what we all have to go through. I think we're going to end up laying our girls off here shortly, just because, I don't know, it's like kind of crazy, like even just a few, just to keep things going here, right? Like, we don't know what to expect in a month from now.
Yeah.
So, and for your business, because you're really focused on the oil as well, and COVID-19 has definitely taken over the whole world. And so the price of oil, it's kind of tucked around right now. Not many people are talking about the price of oil, but that's going to have a huge impact on Astec as well. Can you explain how that's even impacting you as well as the COVID-19?
Yeah, it certainly is going to have more of an impact, I think, than what we're maybe even seeing right now. Like probably 80% of our clients are in the oil and gas business, whether on the service side or the production side. And so I think we're seeing a little bit already a reduced request for safety related work and equipment, but just not sure right now what the impact is going to be, mainly because of what you just said, that the whole COVID-19 pandemic is really overshadowing the drop in oil, down into that under $10 a barrel for our Western Canadian select oil. So
That's crazy. And I don't really understand the whole oil, even though I've been here for 13 years, but I thought they were kind of related, but they're two different entities, isn't it? The COVID-19 and the oil. It's totally two different entities that we're up against.
oh, it definitely is. We're getting kind of blindsided by two different factors that are beyond our control right now.
Yeah. Can you explain, Ed, you said 80% of your business is oil related. What would the other 20% be? Who else would you service?
Well, it would be the local businesses in the town of Provost, doing the fire extinguisher recertification for all the local businesses downtown. Things like the local hotels.
Okay.
They all have extinguishers, and any commercial business, their extinguisher needs to be recertified on an annual basis. So we work with all our local businesses here in Provost and Macklin. Starting to see, we do some work with some agriculture businesses as well, where they get their extinguishers done, and they maybe get like breathing air masks and a few things like that from us. So, and then our local municipalities as well.
Okay, awesome. And you're getting more hit from the agriculture, you said. That's really awesome. Like, I know, like, my husband works for a farmer and he's go, go, go right now. They're cleaning pens, right? So, but they're able to keep that distance, that safety distance automatic, aren't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, the next question, Ed. Unless you have anything else you want to elaborate on what we're chatting about so far?
No, that's fine. I think if we move on to that next one.
Okay. So I have down here, what strategies have you implemented Astec to help you get through this whole epidemic that we're up against?
Well, I guess the main one that we made a decision on yesterday was we decided to cancel our classroom training. We had a course scheduled for today and one again on Thursday, I believe it was. And we just felt that for the safety of our instructor and the people coming to the course, it was better if we went ahead and canceled the classroom sort of face-to-face training, mainly because we can't guarantee, and we don't know the travel and contact history of the people coming to the course. And we just felt we wanted to be socially responsible and do what we needed to do to help slow the spread of the virus. And one of those key things we all felt strongly about was we could stop our classroom training.
Right.
And
yeah.
So we made that decision, and thankfully for us, we can replace that classroom training with, and these are the initiatives we've kind of are starting to work forward with. We have quite a broad line of online courses that we've had on offer for a couple years now. And so we can try to get people hooked up with getting their training online. Astec corporately has introduced what they call challenge exams. And so for courses that Astec owns and have developed, people can write this challenge exam and essentially get their certification renewed for just a 1-year period.
Okay.
So it's a way to extend their certification, and it would be kind of an hour taking an online exam.
Nice. So it's kind of funny. I find it kind of like everybody's forced out of their comfort zone. Like yesterday I went home with my brain was melted from all the stuff I'm having to learn, right? And I think as businesses, we have to stay current. We have to change with these times. Like, I don't think they're going away yet. Even when things picks up, I think it's here.
Well, I agree. I made a comment in one of our meetings here this week that when things get back to normal, it's not going to be the normal you and I are used to. It's going to be a new normal that we're going to have to adjust to.
Yeah.
And one of the other things that we're doing to help kind of make that transition is next week we're going to be introducing a virtual classroom
Oh,
where it will be safety training, instructor led, instructor facilitated, but it will be kind of like you and I are doing right now. It will be using Zoom to have the audio and visual contact, and then using our online training dashboard to share the learning materials with.
well, that's absolutely awesome. So people can take training right now while they're down a little bit, while they have time at home. That's awesome.
Yeah, and not have to come into a public facility to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if
And sorry, go ahead, Ed.
if people have any questions about how to go about doing that or what it might be involved, they just need to give us a call and we'll try to explain it and talk it through with them.
Sure. So I think, Ed, when I'm done here, I will post when we upload this video, and then you can share it as well. But I'll put that contact information underneath this video, so when people share it, they have access to it too.
Sure, that'd be great, Sharon.
That should work, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, and then I guess the other thing we're doing here, and it has to do then with our shop services where we service the extinguishers and gas detectors and those sort of things, is we're going to do our best to keep that part of our business open, where we can repair a gas detection monitor for somebody, because those are some job critical type things where people need to have a gas detection monitor that's working, or need to have their breathing air supply re-aired, or an extinguisher recharged. So we will be continuing to do those things. It's evolving right now. We're probably going to be on a reduced staff, maybe reduced hour basis, but those services are going to be still available.
Oh, that's fabulous. You know, like that's, again, like a thank you for that, Ed, because like you're worried about the community as well, and you know that people need that. So like hats off to you for putting that forward for sure first. Oh, I have another question, and I really like this question because I don't know what to do with it. So are you looking for relief offered by the government, Ed? Like, what do you think on, what are your thoughts on that?
And yeah, I want to take advantage of those relief programs that both the provincial and federal governments are putting in place. I think as business owners, we need to do that. It's been a bit overwhelming trying to learn about those and understand them, and I'm still working on that. But our governments are being proactive in that sense by offering up some of these relief programs. And so I do want to take advantage of them, because my one goal with the business is to somehow try to squeak it through, keep it going, you know, whether it's mothballed or cocooned or functioning at 20% of what we typically do. I want to be able to have it kind of rise from the ashes when this is all over, and staff can come back and know they've got jobs to come back to. And one way to maybe not guarantee, but have more assurances that we'll be back as a business when the pandemic is over, is to take advantage of every aid that the government is offering. So
Yeah, like, you know, yourself too, we probably get, I get bombarded with all these emails, and at first I thought it was the perfect idea is to lay the staff off, and then I got another email that's saying that they can do job sharing, and then the government puts in the difference, and it's like, I don't know which is right. Like, I don't know, like, it's hard on my head for sure. And I believe too, Ed, like, I do believe that I think we're going to go down further yet, unfortunately, right? Like, it's going to be harder yet, of course. But when we do come through, we're going to prevail. Like, I think it's going to come back stronger. So if we can pull ourselves back up, you know, like, I think that's just the key, is to get through to that. Or what are your thoughts, Ed?
would agree 100% with you on that, Sharon, that we need to, because we were chatting in our meeting this morning, that once the sort of restrictions are lifted and businesses start to resume back to normal, we can see where, say, come September, we're going to have a surge in training requirements, because people are going to be needing to recertify tickets, and because one thing that, and I haven't mentioned it yet, and it's maybe a good place to try to broadcast it a bit, but several of the sort of licensing bodies in terms of the safety training, like, for example, Energy Safety Canada is the group that certifies the H2S training.
Okay.
And what they've done is kind of issued a moratorium on ticket expiry. So if, say, your ticket expires on May 1st.
Okay.
Now they're saying you've got till September 1st to get that ticket renewed.
Okay.
So you don't have to scramble to try and find a course to renew your H2S Alive ticket. You can have it be still, what's the proper word, certified, I guess, and valid until September 1st. Then you have to look at getting it recertified.
Okay. So
that's
yeah.
why we're thinking we're gonna see a surge in training come fall when things are closer to normal, whatever
Yeah.
that would be.
Yeah. I don't know. This closer to normal is right. Okay. So one other thing on here we have is any suggestions or insights you have to share with other businesses, Ed? Like what have you come across anything that you can share with other businesses that you've discovered?
Well, just a little bit, I guess. You know, you see the kind of phrases that try to pump us up and get us going. But I'm thinking just don't be afraid to adapt and change. We've got to adapt and change. So be proactive, not reactive. I think it's really important we communicate with our team, with our employees, get their input, give them a chance to share their thoughts. And then put your energy into the facets of your business that you can control, and don't worry about those things that are beyond our control.
That's awesome. I really like all of those comments. One thing I'd like to add too, and it's really hard, but sometimes you got to look for the positive things somewhere, right? You know what I mean? Like sometimes there's something positive, and I think that people look at me funny, but there's always got to be something positive, and try to find those positive things.
I agree. That's really important nowadays.
Yes. And even I think I find it miraculous, and I probably say this on every video that I'm going to do for people, but how the community is coming together. Hey, Ed, do you see that?
Yeah, I think so. We're starting to share messages on Facebook and other formats just to get the word around about what our business hours are. And
like we're really helping each other.
Yeah, and really making an effort to be able to still get their products and services out to the community. So
I think it's awesome, and I really hope that that's one change that will stay forever as well. not just technology, but that as well, because people are really communicating finally.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree.
So another question, Ed, how can the community assist you in your business at this time? What can we do to help Astec?
Well, and probably this applies to helping each other again, is let's just all try to shop local as much as we can.
Yes.
I know there are some goods and services we have to go outside our community, but but those things that are here, let's try and support each other as much as we can. I guess what other businesses could do for Astec is just pass the word around that we are open. Our delivery format is certainly changing in terms of training and probably our shop hours and stuff, but we are open. And I suppose maybe the other thing, and this would apply again to all businesses as well as us, is the whole cash flow thing. I think is probably getting to be an issue for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we can pay with a credit or debit card, then that gets that money back in the hands of the business owner or manager a whole lot quicker than if it goes through, through into your receivables.
That's it's so cool. That's so true. Our bookkeeper was just going through all our payables too, and just getting that stuff caught up, like we don't know what 3 months is going to bring. So at least we're caught up as of today, it feels good. And it's. Okay, Ed, well, I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me. Is there anything else you want to share with the world while we're on here?
just thank you for the efforts you're making in terms of kind of doing these Zoom meetings and pulling businesses together and sharing thoughts and being so positive. I think a big thank you to yourself, Sheriff.
Aw, thank you, Ed. That's really nice. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to end the recording now, Ed, but doesn't mean you and I have to get off. We can just talk about it again after we sign off here. So thank you, Ed. Be safe, and I'll talk to you in 1 second.
Sounds good.